Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Excellent. Thanks, guys, for listening to the show. If you like the show, actually do it right now. Subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcast. Reza Riffs, R-I-F-T-S, and help us get those numbers up. I'm Keith Reza with my sidekick friend, best friend, Alan Lee.
Thank you.
You're here? Wait, you're I could talk again.
Thank you.
All right, excellent.
I'm here.
You're here. So, subscribe, rate, and review to the show
Definitely.
on Apple Podcasts. And, we're also on YouTube. Subscribe there and help us get those reviews in. Also, we're also on Patreon, right?
We are indeed.
That's what it's called, Patreon.
I think so.
Okay, and that's at Reza Riffs, R-I-F-T-S, too.
Exactly.
So if you like the show, want to donate $1 or whatever, I don't know how that works, but support the program.
Yep.
Reza Riffs Patreon.
Beautiful.
All right. A couple stand-up dates. I'm going to be at the Rec Room in Huntington Beach, June 21st to the 22nd with Christopher Titus. Tickets are $20. You can get them at www.recroomhb.com. Then I'm going to be at the Hollywood Improv, June 29th with Jay Moore, 8 p.m. Tickets are $20. You can get them at www.hollywood.improv.com. And then I'm going to be at the Irvine Improv later in July at www.irvineimprov.com. And our guest right now is calling in. You've seen him from The Wedding Singer and Happy Gilmore and Alan Covert. It's going to be awesome.
It is indeed.
Hello, Alan.
Hey, Keith. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for doing the show, man.
My pleasure.
Hey, hi, Alan. I'm the sidekick, the unknown comic.
I was about to introduce you
I
guys.
appreciate that. Well, I wanted to step in and be aggressive and assertive.
I was going to be like, Alan, this is Alan.
Excuse me? A-L-A-N. And he's a double N.
Oh, I'm A-L-L-E-N.
Alan, I'm going to call my sidekick Al, so, you'll be Alan.
There won't be any confusion. Any confusion.
Okay, cool.
But,
Thank you. 'Cause I will definitely get confused.
But no, we interviewed Alan Havey a couple weeks ago, and he just got really confused. So I was like, oh, well, Alan Covert's coming on, so we got to change your name, Alan. Al.
I love Alan Havey.
Isn't he wonderful?
He's so funny, isn't he?
Yeah. I used to run the showroom at the Santa Monica Improv in the late 80s, early 90s, and Havey was a regular there. He was always a great stand-up.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. He was I talked to him for like an hour, and I was like, oh my God, this guy instantly became my best friend. And then he's like, oh, we're not friends. I was like,
Friendship is in the eye of the beholder.
And
well, you know what? After this, you can tell people we're best friends.
Oh, awesome! I'd be like, yeah, he likes me more than Sandler.
Only you, though, Keith, not Alan.
Oh! I always get the turn of the stick. That's the problem with sidekicks.
Well,
Anyway,
you're the sidekick,
that's
man.
true.
It's like I'm not going and hanging out with
That's
Andy
true.
Richter.
True. I forget the pecking order.
That's not true, though, by the way. Andy's funny. I think.
Oh,
yes.
We love Andy. He's a good friend of ours. But Alan, you're
he's great.
You're lucky that because you turned it into a phone interview, because originally we were going to go to your pad and interview you, but you're actually should be thankful it got turned into a phone interview, because Al said he was going to give it to you.
Oh.
Oh, that was.
No, I did not, and that is the honest truth.
And I was like, give him what exactly?
Please. God, I can't believe ripping off the movie.
I say that about Christine Taylor. She's going to get it, and I'm going to be the one to give it to her.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then I was like, oh, you didn't know he was married? Oh. But The Wedding Singer, man, that's one of the...
Man, classic.
That was probably your first main movie where you're doing a lot of talking.
I would have been in your place, but I'm in Salem, where I'm actually in the back of a van full of people.
You're in Salem?
We're shooting this summer.
Oh, that's cool. So you're
So
shooting.
I'm sitting in the very back row and trying to tell people to be quiet.
Oh, that's very sweet of you.
Oh, my pleasure.
But you're in Salem, like where they did the
witch hunt.
The witch hunts, the Salem witch
The
hunts.
witch trials.
That's the same Salem.
Back in the 1600s.
I always knew
Yeah.
Winona Ryder was weird.
Yeah, we're doing a Halloween movie. Very old school Sandler comedy.
Oh.
A lot of huge, a cast of hundreds. It's insane. But we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a real good, funny, scary Halloween movie.
That sounds great.
Is it more thrillery or more comedy?
No. It's more comedy, but there's definitely some thriller in it, but it's an old school comedy.
That sounds
great. It's like Sam was playing a big crazy character. Like, it's we're having a lot of fun. We're laughing and remembering our youth.
Oh. Did you write this one? Because you write a lot of the Happy Madison.
No.
Oh, you did?
Him and Tim Hurley, he wrote it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hurley, he's written a few good ones like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's done okay.
I loved Happy Gilmore. That was the best.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And I figured this out like last night, but you were Otis or Odo. Like they didn't really, they didn't really say his name in the movie, and I was like,
no, never.
Yeah.
I think at the very end, I think he might say, "Hey, Otto," when I'm in the back seat of the car.
Oh, he did say that.
That might be the only time he said it.
he did say that. But I noticed it was you.
Yeah, I played the same character. Well, legally, it wasn't the same character. But he looked exactly the same, and his name was Otto in Jack and Jill.
Oh,
yeah. I loved Jack and Jill because Norm Macdonald was Fun Bucket.
Oh my God, I know. When he was clinging to the ceiling of the bathroom.
That was good.
That was like the best name.
He is the best.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Norm do stand-up?
I actually used to open up for him for a while.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he's one of my best
friends. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, and right now I'm with Jay Moore, but I used to be with Norm for.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I love Norm. I've known Norm forever. He's so funny.
Is he going to be in this Halloween movie? He should.
I know he should. I don't know. He's writing a bunch of new stand-up, I think.
Yeah.
And probably writing another book. He's an author now,
That's
Norm.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever written a book? Have you ever? Because you own like a children's company.
I thought.
Don't you?
Yeah, I used to.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we had some children's books back in the day. We tried that. It didn't really work out. We were trying to get on the cutting edge of digital publishing.
Uh-huh.
Didn't quite work out.
That's
all right though.
Just by the books.
But no, I like writing scripts, and I always get at a certain point, we always all get in the room and pitch jokes and stuff on every script we're writing. So I'm always writing about something. I have a couple ideas in my head that I might force myself to sit down and actually write the whole script out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take? Because I like write scripts too, but I've only written like one, but I've rewritten it like 20 times. How many times does it take you to, until you think, okay, this is polished?
It depends. I mean, it really depends. Like, Nick Swartzen and I, we did Grandma's Boy together, and Barry Wernick had written the original draft, and then Swarty and I, came in and kind of just made it more R-rated and more like my actual life.
Yeah.
And, we wrote pretty quickly. And then when Nick and I wrote Benchwarmers, which was actually an idea that Adam had for a long time. So he kind of just told us the idea he had, and we wrote that one pretty quick. I mean, sometimes it just depends, Sometimes you can sit down behind the computer and, crank out 20 pages.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can sit there for 2 days and not write anything. So it just depends on how it's flowing that day and what you're trying to write, and it's literally day to day.
I have
Depending,
I have a question. You wrote Benchwarmers. Did you have anything to do with Benchwarmers too?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Basically, that studio we made Benchwarmers for, they sold their whole library to someone else, and they just decided that, we'll make a straight-to-video sequel. So, no, I haven't even seen it. I mean, look, I like, I know there's some funny people in it. I know Lovitz is in it. He's always funny, and I think, and Jonathan Silverman, and he's a funny guy. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
So I saw it fly by on my Amazon one night, and I was like, what? I mean, they had to pay me something.
Yeah. That's what I was. That was the next question I was going to ask you. It was
based on characters created by us. But,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so you knew there was a Benchwarmers 2 out there somewhere. You just didn't know that they made it.
I didn't really know about it until Lovitz emailed me and emailed Spade.
Oh.
He texted David Spade and was like, "Are you doing this with me?" And Spade goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then he emailed me, and I said, "Oh, I know nothing about this." So we asked, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they're going to do this. You'll be getting your check."
So you guys just said, "You're on your own, John."
I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it because they own it. So
yeah, but
it's not like I can go, "You can't do this." Swartzen was mad because him and David had a good idea for a sequel.
Yeah.
But at that point, the studio, like I said, they had closed shop and sold their library, so there was really nothing we could do about it. But that's okay.
Yeah.
God bless them.
We had a question for you. We were wondering, does Kevin Spacey still take all your parts?
Not anymore.
But Little Nicky is one of the funniest movies, I feel. And I was watching the show called Lucifer, and I kind of felt like they kind of stole that idea from Little Nicky. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I doubt it. But I love Little Nicky. We were talking about Rodney Dangerfield this morning.
Oh yeah,
because he was a hero of ours, and we got to work with him. I mean, that movie had a crazy cast too.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon, Patricia Arquette. A couple Oscar winners in there.
Yeah.
Harvey Keitel, and kneeling with boobs on his head.
Yeah, that made me really attracted to Kevin Nealon when I saw that.
Quite a visual.
He has the boobs, but no,
he had to get those things put on his head every day. That was the worst part.
No, the thing about Little Nicky is when I was like a freshman year in high school, my class went on a field trip to be extras in The Longest Yard, and which was it was another Sandler movie, and they were having this contest on whoever could do the best impression of Sandler can meet Adam Sandler and all that and win a moped or something. So like
the little mini bike, a little Honda. Mini bike he was driving around. Yeah.
Were you there on that day?
That was at the football stadium in.
It was in L.A.
In Long Beach, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was a long time ago. But I went up.
Oh yeah, I was definitely there.
Yeah, I went up there and I did my impression of Little Nicky, and no one thought it was good.
Well, they were wrong, because to me, anyone who likes Little Nicky or can do any impressions of Little Nicky is A-okay by me. Actually, the director of Little Nicky is sitting in the front seat of the van.
Oh,
really?
But he's directing this next movie, but I hear him talking to himself up there, so I won't bother him.
Oh yeah, I don't bother him.
He's like looking at maps and trying to find where do we live.
But no,
I'm doing a podcast, and the guy loves Little Nicky. And I said the director's in the front seat mumbling to himself.
Oh, wow.
But no,
he said that's what that movie did to him. Come on, Robert Smigel as the voice of Dog long before he did Triumph.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, Robert Smigel was the director?
Yeah, he's the voice of Mr. Beefy.
Oh, he was the director of Little Nicky?
No.
Oh.
The director of Little Nicky is Steve Brill. He's in the car right now. But I was saying Robert Smigel did that voice in that. Oh, yeah, and Tarantino's in that movie, too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I was gonna say if that was Robert
plays-
Smigel, we gotta talk to him because
That
he
is
does
amazing.
an autism show every year for autism with stand up.
Yeah, every year.
And
Yeah, the night of too many stars.
yeah, and I have autism. I have this thing called Asperger's syndrome, and
Right.
I've noticed that every single year he doesn't have an autistic comic on it. So I was gonna say, hey, let's get him on the phone and I'll tell him some jokes, see if he likes me.
I'll tell him. I'll tell him.
Oh,
He needs to contact you.
awesome! I'll send
I
you.
will, for sure.
I'll send you a set, and only send it if you think it's funny, though. You know what I mean? I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Oh, I'll send it without even watching it, and I'll bully him. I'll be like, "This guy's great. Everyone likes it. You got to have him on your special.
Yeah.
You got to represent."
Yeah. You could be like, just don't ask him to bring Al.
Oh, once again.
No, I'm going to say he needs his sidekick.
Oh, wonderful. I love
He's
this
not
song.
comfortable without his sidekick.
Thank you.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Alan's more
I'll
like.
make it seem like it's.
Wait, what's this?
No, I was just going to say I'll make it seem like it's you have to have him with you.
Beautiful.
I actually
Robert will
do.
believe.
Yeah, I actually do. He's more because like I can't really talk to people in loud, with a lot of people. So Alan's like my.
Oh, okay.
Like your anchor.
Yeah, he's like my anchor. Like.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
So like when people want to talk to me, I touch Alan, and Alan like
Oh,
words
wow.
or mouths.
You had to throw that in.
I have a very sophisticated sense of humor,
Oh,
Alan.
man.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Now,
definitely-
where do you touch him, though?
Oh,
Oh.
no, please. Just, I did not say that. I did not hear that.
But no, we were listening to another interview you did, and because like I don't like to ask the same questions, but the question you got a lot is if there's going to be a Grandma's Boy too, and I was thinking in my head, I have a perfect idea. You could call it Grandma's, or not Grandma's Boy, but you could call it Grandpa's Boy.
And it's about my grandson.
Yeah,
Interesting.
right.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if there's enough time between that one and this one for me to have a kid, have that kid grow up, and then have
Oh,
a kid.
yes.
No, I mean,
I mean, part of the problem with that would be just with us doing another one is just that Doris Roberts passed away,
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right.
and so but I will, without revealing anything that I'm not legally allowed to say. There might be a surprise or two in the future related to Grandma's Boy.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff. There's always something percolating, but there's a thing we were talking about recently that could be a fun way to do something that's not really a sequel, but would make everyone very happy.
Yeah.
And that's about as mysterious as I can be.
Ah.
Thank you.
That sounds good. Would you say that you're more known for Grandma's Boy or The Wedding Singer?
I would say it's really close.
Yeah.
But what's funny is like the one I hear a lot, which is ridiculous, is 10 Second Tom.
Oh, yeah.
51st Dates.
Yeah, that was a great.
Which is always just like, oh, okay.
What was it like working with Dan
Actually-
Aykroyd?
Oh, the best.
Yeah. He has Asperger's
He's the
too.
man. Yes. I always tell people that, like, just it's a great pleasure in my life that, like, Dan Aykroyd knows me.
Yeah.
Like, if he sees me, he's like, hello, Alan. And I'm always just like, that's the coolest thing in the world.
That is cool.
Because it is. I mean, the whole time on the set, because we did a few with him. He was in Chuck and Larry. He came up and did a little day for us on Pixels. He's just a really great, funny guy, and he's just so, like, nice to other people in comedy. He's very, like, supportive of anyone on SNL. He's very supportive of anyone in comedy. He's a great man that way.
Yeah.
Besides just being ridiculously funny.
Did you know he had his own vodka called Skull?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
We've put it in a couple movies
Uh,
because it's a great looking bottle.
Yeah, it's really cool. I live in Huntington Beach, and I was 19, and he was doing a signing at an Albertsons, and like Dan Aykroyd's one of my personal heroes, and I wanted.
Oh,
to,
he's the king.
I wanted to go, and they said I couldn't go because I wasn't 21, and I was like literally like 50 feet away from him. I was like, oh my god. It was like,
Did you say it's Albertsons?
yeah,
Because they wanted you to buy vodka to get it signed.
yeah, but
Oh no, he's the man. He's so funny.
yeah.
It's hilarious.
I'm 21 now, but I guess he doesn't shop at Albertsons anymore.
I'm telling you, if he had his way, he'd be selling vodka at every Albertsons.
Yeah, it was good vodka too. It was like, it's cool. Do you drink vodka?
Have you been?
But it was only after you were 21.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 31 now, but so it was a long time ago. But I just remember like it was just.
We'll go have a drink.
The security at Albertsons was really tough. That was a point.
Well, that was his Albertsons, and they needed such tough security.
Oh man, but The Wedding Singer is like one of those, like, I think it's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time, and I just think like you have the funniest lines too, like the whole I'm gonna give it to her, and then they were cones.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot.
Oh, the cones.
They were cones. People say that to me constantly. And actually, I said Benjamin Lovett earlier. He was one of the guys who said it to me first after seeing the movie. He goes, "They were cones," and then he goes, "I don't even." He goes, "I don't even know why it's funny, but it is."
That's exactly what he would say.
But I wanted to ask you, was
hilarious.
Was that joke written, or did you improv that joke? Because it seemed like it was really improv.
No, that was written.
Oh, really?
They gave me such great stuff in that movie.
that whole stupid me driving the limo through the obstacle course. And then, I mean, the Michael showing up to the party in the Michael Jackson jacket with the glove. That's insane. And they would call me and they'd go, "You idiot, we just wrote you the funniest thing. You don't deserve it."
But do you still have the glove?
No, or the jacket.
Oh my
I
god!
didn't have the juice back then to say, "Give me my wardrobe."
Oh,
that'd be nice.
But you got the
They were
juice
like,
now,
"Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we made that movie now, I'd have every outfit, including all the acid wash jeans.
But no, like,
Acid wash.
but you know, Alan,
Hold on one second. What
Yeah.
about this one?
this is so cool. I feel
Sorry,
like
we're driving. They're in the scout van. We just drove by a crazy place.
no, this is awesome. I actually kind of feel like I'm part of this movie now.
Oh, this is so nice.
You can say, when you see the haunted house, you can go, "You know what? We were there when Covert yelled."
Oh, yes.
When Covert yelled, "Look at that place!" And people go, "Okay."
They're like, yeah, whatever. Are you like scouting for haunted houses right now, or did you pick a house?
Well, no, we looked at a place earlier. We're actually driving back to the office now.
Oh, nice. Because if you want a haunted house, you could just go to my grandmother's house, and that's pretty haunted.
Where?
Oh, it's in Austin, Texas.
Oh, well, that's not good. I'm in,
That's a
we're
little
filming in Massachusetts.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a
But I
long,
do like Austin.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been to Austin
great city.
Yeah,
a few times.
yeah.
They have some very good barbecue there.
Oh, don't they?
They do, yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but in Austin, Texas, they also have 3 of my missing grandfathers in my grandmother's home. So
That's right. You have family.
What do they have?
You
I'm
had
sorry.
family there.
I was making a bad joke, like how 3 of my
Oh,
grandfathers.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear because the guy behind us was honky.
Was it the Little Nicky director? Come on, man.
No, someone was honking at us. I don't know why.
They were probably honking to have you do the truck symbol, like a honk. Alan, I wanted to ask you, with all this, controversial stuff and like Me Too and stuff, does it make your writing, when you write movies, like more challenging? Because
I don't know, because if you look, I mean, if it just depends on what we're writing, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, we just finished a crazy R-rated movie with David Spade, and
and the female lead is the one who's like the aggressive one who says all the inappropriate stuff.
Yeah.
So we got, and it was a script that the guys who wrote The Do-Over, Pappas and Barnett, a great writing team, we got from them, and it's literally just like Spade's great, and he's so funny because he's like he's like the mild-mannered guy who gets stuck with this crazy girl, and it's this great girl Lauren Lapkus, and she's so funny, it's ridiculous. And I mean, but she's the gross rude, like she's the rude one in the movie. She keeps like there's a scene where she said something about a tip, and she keeps trying to hit Spade on the tip of his dick. She's like, come on, people like to get a tip. And she keeps like trying to whack him. He's like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, we've never been, we've never been people that, I mean, some people are offended by everything we do, but mainly it's like, I just, write what I think is funny, and we'll look at it and be like, we'll make our own choices rather than have other people, But there's stuff people think is going to cause trouble, and it doesn't, and then there's stuff that you think is the safest, easiest thing in the world, and all of a sudden people are like, why would you do that? Did you see Colin Quinn's new special? He actually did it on CNN called Red State, Blue State.
No.
And he had a great run near the end on how political correctness is just destroying comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
He's so funny about it, the way he does it. He said, I remember when I got into comedy, he goes, I remember thinking, I want to get on stage and say things that are socially acceptable to everyone in the room. Yeah. And he just goes off about, you can tell crazy jokes without, attacking people. I mean, you never know. See what happens. Like I said, we write stuff and we'll pull it back ourselves if we think it's, we always have options on everything. But we've never been people that are, overtly like mean and nasty in our humor.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, some people would disagree with that comment, but I don't.
No,
even our R-rated stuff, has a really good, I think, has a good heart and good through line.
No, I totally agree. Like, you guys have never, like, Happy Madison's never really gone out of that way. But, I was just asking.
Yeah, I mean, look, we just do stuff that we think is funny, and, I mean, look, I grew up on Caddyshack and Fast Times and Real Genius, and, and they all have offensive jokes in them, but they're not, like, racist, sexist, misogynist jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back on them with a lens of a 2019, some people might go, "Oh my God."
Yeah, they could turn it around.
Look, the stuff I grew up on is the stuff I grew up on. You can't judge it based on today's rules.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I totally agree. I have a question. When you did Strange Wildness, your character's name was Your character's name was Fred, and I just have to ask this because I'm the biggest Fred Wolf fan. Was it like a?
My character's name is Fred Wolf.
Yeah, it is Fred Wolf, right?
Yeah. Fred wrote it with Peter Galkey, who, by the way, Peter Galkey, man, he used to kill me when he was on stage at the Improv.
Yeah.
And him and Fred wrote this crazy movie, and I think Steve Zahn's character's name is Peter.
Yeah, it is. I didn't know your last name was
Cincinnati.
Wolf in the movie though, but that was my question.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, was it like based on Fred?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if my character was, but it was named after Fred.
Yeah.
And Fred and Peter directed it. And, Fred Wolf, man, his stand-up, he's got some great stand-up too, Fred. I don't think he's done stand-up in 20 years, but he used to be really funny.
I saw him.
I mean, he's still really funny. I mean, on stage.
Yeah. I saw him open up for Spade like 8 years ago. He did about 5 minutes, and I was just like, wow, he was hilarious. I've been trying to talk him into, like, because I do an autism awareness show, and I was like, hey, you should come and do a spot. And it's like, oh, I'm filming a movie. But he's...
All right, but tell him next time, say, Covert said that if you go and do 10 minutes, he'll show up and do 10 minutes.
Oh, that would be awesome, man.
Nice.
He'll probably
And let me tell you something. I've done stand-up twice in the last 25 years. Both times was just out of nowhere in Vegas, opening for Sandler in front of like 3,500 people. And Sandler joking around would go, "You gonna go on tonight?" And one night I just went, "Yeah, I'll go on."
Yeah. How much time did you do?
And all these people are like, I did about 5, maybe 8.
Yeah.
You know, a mix of old stuff and new stuff.
So do you still write stand-up jokes in case Sandler says...
In my head, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll write jokes for Sandler all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely tag jokes he comes up with for, you know, he's out on the road now, man.
Yeah,
he's doing all big places, though.
Yeah, he just did...
He's like, literally, I think every place he's doing is like 10,000 seats or more.
Wow.
Yeah. But you go on the road with him when he does that, right?
Well, no, I haven't been just because we're prepping this movie. So
Oh.
sometimes I go, sometimes I don't. It depends.
But you...
Like I'm in Massachusetts now, so when I think he has a show in Pennsylvania near the end of June, and I might pop over for that one.
But you were with him when he hosted SNL. I saw on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
He did fantastic on that, man.
Oh, that was so great. The writers, they're really good writers there. I mean, they came up with so much great stuff. I mean, everything that was great that week. It's a great cast right now. I mean, they always have great talented people. But we had a really good time. That was like summer camp for me. I got to spend a week at Saturday Night Live. I just hid in the back of the room and chimed in with stuff and help write, and it's just a great experience.
When you first started, did you ever want to be on SNL, or did you just want to be an actor?
I originally started just acting, and then everyone I knew who did stand-up was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I should try this stand-up stuff. So I started doing it, and it just, you know, it all just started working good, and you know, then it helped that, you know, Sandler started writing these movies and being allowed to get them made. And you know, when we first started, you know, he was, you know, first couple movies, you know, they were these little low budget movies that the studio didn't care that much about. And then all of a sudden Happy Gilmore, then they came out and were big, and it just kind of worked out that we were all in position. You
were also in Heavyweights, though.
Yes, also directed by Steve Brill.
Oh, Steve Brill, he's hilarious. But Heavyweights...
And he wrote, Heavyweights is the best.
You were the guy who was like telling all the fat kids not to eat.
No, that was Stiller. I worked for him.
Yeah.
I was filming it. I was his videographer.
But didn't you take
and it's funny because one of the kids was Kenan Thompson.
Yeah.
And so, you know, every time where was it? We were somewhere, and he introduced me to his wife at Saturday Night Live, and he said, "Alan's known me since I was 15 years old." And his wife was like, "Oh my God."
But no, like I thought you were one of the. I knew you were the guy who was filming Stiller as he was, like, you know, doing those exercise videos. But I thought you caught one of those kids like eating a candy, and you took it from him, and you told Ben Stiller, and Ben Stiller like went off.
No, because at the end I turn on him.
Oh yeah.
At the end I betray Stiller because he doesn't pay me.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to.
Yeah, that's a good reason to betray someone.
Just to let you know, we have crossed from Salem, Massachusetts, into Peabody.
Oh, awesome!
Which most people call Peabody, but if you're around here, they call it Peabody.
Ah, was it named after P Diddy?
No, P-O-D-Y.
It's a sophisticated joke.
I wish there was a town here named after P Diddy.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be the best.
Like, I always thought like it would be cool, like if every town was named after like a celebrity, you know, like say you're in the land of Sandler, you know, and then you're driving to Covert, you know what I mean?
Oh, that would be interesting.
And then you could be like, oh, I just hit Lovitz.
Love
Hey,
it,
guys,
Texas.
let's all go over to Gaffigan Town.
Exactly. But I have a question for about Pixels though. The guy from Game of Thrones, I don't know how to say his last name, but his first name's Peter.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, yes. Any cool stories about him? Because I love Game of Thrones.
He's just so funny, Peter. And you know, it was funny because him and Josh Gad, he would like needle Josh Gad all the time.
Yeah.
And he'd just be like, "Really, Josh?" And he has this deep voice, but he's just a great guy, you know, and just the nicest guy in the world. And there was one funny story because, you know, Josh Gad is Olaf.
Yeah.
From the Frozen movies. And so Adam's daughters were just like, they come to visit the set, and we're all sitting there. We have our chairs sitting there, and they're just like going nuts with Josh about, and then this, Olaf this, and Frozen that. And Dinklage is just sitting there, and at one point he just leans forward, and Adam's daughters were like 8 and 9, I think, and he just leans forward and he goes, "Do any of you girls watch Game of Thrones?" And they just stared at him like, "What's that?" But he knew that. He was just messing with Gad. But yeah, no, he's just a great guy. He's really funny.
Yeah.
And it's great because, like, he's so known for, you know, his dramatic stuff, but he's so funny. Like in Elf, he's just crazy funny in Elf.
Yeah, he's like, "Call me a dwarf one more time," and he's like,
one more time. Oh, he's an angry one.
Now, out of all the actors you've worked with Nicholson and you've worked with Al Pacino. Like, which one is the most intimidating? Like, you're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm working with this guy."
I got to tell you, those two.
Oh.
It's like just immediately you're just like nervous.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, that's Michael Corleone there. You know.
Dude.
And then he's like, Alan, come here. I need to talk to you. But it's just fun. It's like, you know, after a while, you know, everyone we've worked with, it's always been a good experience. You know, that's the one thing that I've been very happy about in my career. You know, a lot of these people love Adam, and you know, they're pros and they're respectful, but yeah, so you're intimidated by who they are, but once you meet them, the intimidation goes away because they're just, you know, friendly people.
Yeah.
Like Nicholson would bring his kids to the set, and, you know, he was just a nice guy. And then you're like, "Oh my God, it's Jack Nicholson."
Yeah, I would be very intimidated by Jack Nicholson.
The first day I had to do a scene with Jack. See, I never did I didn't do any scenes with Al, but like I had to go to his house one day and read lines with him because he called and said, "Hey, I want someone to come over and read through the script with me." And Sandler was like, Covert will go, because he knew I would not be crazy.
Yeah.
And I would just go and do my job and try not to freak out. And so I literally sat in Al Pacino's backyard one day and read through the whole script of Jack and Jill with him. And I was just sitting there in disbelief, like, oh. I mean, it's very cool. You know, I'm very appreciative of how crazy my life has been. So.
Have you ever said something like embarrassing in front of them? Like, we're like, "Oh God, I can't believe I just said that to Al Pacino."
I'm sure I have. Trust me, I've said stupid things in front of everybody.
Like
I was with a guy from a band, and I said, "Oh, I love that song," and then after he left, someone goes, "You know, that's not his song." I was like,
But I
was
think,
like, well, he dealt with it well.
He took it like a
said,
champ.
"Thank you."
Yeah. But I've actually met I haven't met Sandler. I met Sandler when he was dressed as Jill because he was on the CBS lot, and I went to the taping of Rules of Engagement, which my uncle was one of the stars on. So I went to the tapings a lot.
Who's your uncle?
Patrick Warburton.
Oh, I love Patrick Warburton.
Yeah. So we went to the taping, and I go outside, and I didn't know it was Sandler at the time, but I see this girl who looks exactly like Sandler, and I go up, I go up to her. I was like, "Do you know where the bathrooms are?" And Sandler, of course, I didn't know it was Sandler, but then she's like, "Oh, it's around the corner." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then so my sister said, "I think that was Adam Sandler." I was like, "No, Adam's a guy." So that was, but yeah,
Nothing better than Sandler dressed as Jill, angry that his pantyhose itched.
but like that just shows you what kind of sense of humor Adam has. So I was like, wow, I got punked.
Yeah, he probably answered it as Jill. Oh, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, but a couple more questions and then we'll let you go. But this Halloween film that you're filming, are you going to be in this one?
Yes, I have a small part in this,
Awesome.
as well as producing.
Is producing like a lot harder than acting?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, there's just a lot more to do,
Yeah.
Because we've been working on this movie for a couple months already. If I was acting, I would just show up. I'd get the script and prepare, but then you do your stuff and then you leave. But with the producing, a year from now, I'll still be working on this movie. But it's fine, because once you get to a certain point, you can work on multiple things at the same time. Like we have Murder Mystery coming out a week from Friday, June 14th on Netflix.
Oh.
Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston and a cast of international superstars. And so that's coming out, so I can work on that stuff anyway.
Nice.
It's like marketing stuff and sending commercial and things. And then, getting this one ready. And then, they send Adam and I stuff from the Spade movie from the editing room for us to look at. And so, yeah, you could do a couple things at the same time. Once you're filming, though, that becomes, a tougher day.
Yeah.
Because, but that's tough for everyone. Actors, directors, everybody on the set has long days. And, yeah. But, acting's hard, though.
Oh.
Would you
Staying
say
in character, trying to make sure you're consistent. And,
sure.
Would you say it's a lot easier and a lot more relaxed working with Netflix than compared to like studio movies? Like,
I don't know. I mean, we just look, the way they present the movie is different. You don't have to there's things are just done with the release that are different. But I mean, it's still the same. We make movies exactly the same. They are a little more open to crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to sell a crazy idea to someone who's on their couch going, "Oh, I'll hit play on this," than to say, "Hey, get up, get up, get a babysitter, get in the car, go spend a fortune, and see this crazy thing we're doing." But but like I said, we haven't changed, what we do or the way we do it. It's just distributed in a different way.
Yeah.
But it's weird because it's literally like every country in the world at the same time.
Yeah. And then there's like no box office records you guys have to like be worried about, right?
Yeah, but it's still like, oh, trust me, Netflix knows what's going on. They know how many people are watching, and you want them to be happy with the way it was received because they paid you and paid for the movie, and plus we want it to be well received. But when I say well received, I mean by people who watch it. I'm not talking Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that. I just want people who watch it to be happy and laugh and go, "Hey, I had fun.
That's right.
I was in a bad mood, and that cheered me up. Or I was in a good mood, and that made me happier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Sure.
Well, we have 2 more questions, and we ask this question to every single guest that's on the show, and this might be completely random. But there's a reason. There's a reason why we ask it, and I'll tell you after I ask this question. Have you ever met John Cusack?
Actually, yes.
Oh, can you tell us the story?
I was at NYU. There was another kid at NYU by the name of Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
And he was in a play that another guy, a classmate of ours, wrote. It was like student production. And his friend John came to see him in the play. And afterwards, we all went out for Chinese food.
Oh.
And that was literally the only time I've ever met John Cusack. And it was like 30 years ago.
Ah, so it was before John Cusack was John Cusack.
No, he was famous.
Oh, he
like
was.
we all knew who he was.
Oh.
This was like, he had already done, he had been in, look, he started in 16 Candles, I think.
Yeah.
He wasn't, like, it was before Say Anything, I think. But, he was still a guy who had been in a lot of stuff that people knew.
Well, the reason
we were all just acting students, and we were all like, ooh, it's John Cusack.
Yes. Well, the reason why we asked this question is because I have a huge obsession with John Cusack, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome. He's great.
Yeah, it might be an Asperger thing, but like I like to say I'm the John Cusack of stand-up comedy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
People like John.
Yeah.
That's a likable
He's
thing.
done all right. He still makes movies, and it's, how long he's been doing that forever. So.
Well, it's mostly because
You
of
gotta
my no
respect that.
filterness. I just say anything.
True.
Is that an Asperger's joke?
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that one.
Awesome. And then the last question we seriously do ask every single guest: how does Alan Covert like his coffee?
Black.
Black.
There you go. Me too.
Yeah, mostly I drink espresso though.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Which one do you like better, Starbucks or Coffee Bean?
Are we trying to get a sponsor?
There's no coffee beans around me. But the one I like the best is the one I make out of my Nespresso machine.
Oh,
Homemade.
It's easy. Just pop the pod in. Boop, instant coffee.
Oh, love espresso.
Well, Alan, thank you so much
And
for
then,
taking.
let me tell you, when I say I drink espresso, people are like, "Is that healthy? How many have you had today?"
That's funny.
I'm like, "Leave me alone. I have 4 kids. I'm always tired."
Oh, that's great. I love coffee.
Well, Alan, thank you so much for doing the show. It was a pleasure to talk to you, man. And you're my best
Keith and
friend.
Alan, thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Alan
much.
with an A.
You were he's a hoot. This was wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Alan. I really
Thank you,
appreciate it,
Alan.
man.
My pleasure, guys. My pleasure.
All right,
I'll talk to you soon.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, send me that stuff so I can get it
Yes.
to Smigel.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye, Alan.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. That was awesome, man.
Totally awesome.
Fantastic.
Beyond awesome.
Yeah.
What,
Alan Covert.
I'm telling you, the personality of this man, it's just so engaging and sweet, and just, I mean, we've had many people, and I applaud all of them. Like you say, I like them all. I'm a little bit different than you. There's no, I like them all. But I have to admit that Alan Covert is just the bomb. I mean,
Yeah.
this is just like
Stand-up guy, man.
there's not a word. There's got to be a better word. It's unbelievably stand.
For all the folks at home, you should follow Alan on Twitter at @AlanCovert and support him. And I'm really excited for this new Halloween movie.
Well, that was the funniest thing, that he's in the van, and they're going through Salem, Salem, Massachusetts, and he's commenting on it. That was I really thought for a moment. I thought he meant the hotel. I was saying, what?
Yeah,
And he says, no, we're moving, bro.
that'd be cool, right?
Oh, beyond cool. Haunted house.
Well, guys, if you like the show, subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And we're also on
Please.
Patron.
Patron.
No, it's not Patron. It's
No, it's you mean the for the
Patreon.
Patreon.
It's on
You've got me
Patreon.
confused. It's like the liquor.
Yeah.
Patron.
It's my speech stutter.
Tequila?
Too. Yeah. And we're on Patreon.
Yeah, there you go, Patreon. I thought you started,
Patreon at Reza Riffs.
I thought when you were talking, Alan, about all that vodka, I said, "Dear God, were you like an alcoholic at that age?"
No, just no. Dan Aykroyd really did. Yeah,
He did.
It's called Skull Vodka. I got the hiccups.
God, I'm starting to realize that in my mind somewhere there's a footnote on Skull Vodka.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I can't believe you pulled that up. I mean, that's an amazing little tidbit.
Well, Alan, do you have anything coming up?
Well, I'm going to be at the Tribal Cafe in downtown Los Angeles. And you can catch me usually on Sunday evening, but usually Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the Tribal Cafe.
All right. Well, again, catch Alan there. Again, follow Alan Covert on Twitter at that THAT Allen ALLEN Covert COVERT. Follow him and tell your friends to follow him.
Please do.
See his movies and I have stand-up dates again. June 21st to 22nd at the Rec Room with Christopher Titus and June 29th with Jay Moore.
Jay Moore.
And www.keithreza.com has all Reza Riffs episodes and tour dates. And yes, also if you're on social media, like our page at Reza Riffs. And, it was fun, man. It was awesome. Anything else?
No, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
And
I gotta say, this was an amazing phone interview because I don't read people very well.
Yeah, you
on the
like
phone.
to have the person right here
in
the studio, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, but this was amazing.
I thought he was sitting right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to this for days until the next one.
Binge. You're gonna
binge
watch
Razor
your own
That'd be
radio
cool.
show.
Have you ever done that?
Binge watch the series.
Yeah.
Our all the shows.
Yeah.
No, but it's an idea, and I just came up with it.
I've never done it. But
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You've never done it? I thought you were just on like.
No, I'm still on Game of Thrones. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Again, follow Alan Covert on Twitter and subscribe, rate, review the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Reza, REZA, Riffs, RIFTS, 5 stars, and all that stuff. Thank you guys very much, and see you next time.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.